Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gina, and today I'm going to share with you some really fantastic plants. So these are plants that, I'll just, spoiler alert, these are all begonias. So the begonias, and these are begonias in my grow tent. So these are all considered terrarium begonias, which means that these need high humidity. And in my experience, or in my opinion, the terrarium begonias are they're just the most adorable. They're just the cutest begonias. And they're not necessarily little begonias. Some of them are. Some of them are big leaf begonias, but they're just so stinking cute. They're so gorgeous. They're just all the above. So I have to go and get these begonias for you. I'm going to get them one at a time. I have to go down to my grow tent to grab them. I just don't want to keep them out of that high humidity for longer than necessary. So that's just the way we're going to do it. So if I seem a little out of breath, you know why, because I have to go downstairs and come back up and go downstairs and come back up. So yeah. So I guess I'll just go get the first one. Okay, so this first one. So the first one is a big leaf. Look at the size of the leaves on this plant. So when I picked this one up, when I initially picked this one up, it was just one, I believe it was one leaf. I think it was just one leaf. And it has grown into this. And it was this year I picked it up. So this plant is only a few months old. So the name of this one is Begonia U489. And just look at it's almost, well, it's silvery. You see that shimmeriness to this plant. And the green and the centers it just kind of has like a bright, kind of a almost yellowish green center here. And this one has really surprised me. I chose it because I like the silver shimmeriness of the leaves. I had no idea the leaves were going to get this big. And it really has surprised me. And it is blooming. This one, it does bloom. As you can see, it has a cute little light pink, whitish, with a yellow center. Yeah, you probably, if you watch my plant shop updates, this one is usually behind me when I'm in my grow tent number 2. This one lives in grow tent number 2. Grow tent number 1 is the Hoya tent. Yeah, I just love it. Absolutely loving it. And I have propagated this one. So if you love the way this looks, well, look. I have a baby. This is a baby from this plant. This was grown from one single leaf. I stuck it in my tub filled with moss. I just dropped a leaf. Oh, there's another one getting ready to drop. So it is a little bit delicate. So you have to be careful, but look here. This is a perfectly good leaf. This leaf will be propagated. I'm sad it fell off, but I have so many leaves, it's okay. But yeah, this leaf, it's giant, but what I do is I just kind of cut out a little bit because you don't need all of this leaf to propagate, to make another plant out of it. So what I do is I don't have two hands to show you, but I just cut out, I leave some of the leaf, but I cut out a lot of this leaf and I stick it in whatever. I stick it in soil or I stick it in sphagnum moss and I grow a new plant out of that. So this will become this which will become this. So yeah, this is Begonia U489, and I have just really been enjoying it. This one will be in my shop very soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. You will, if you love the looks of this, yeah, you can pick one up in my shop. And yeah, this is the first one that I've just have really been enjoying. Begonia U489. Okay, let me go grab another one. Okay, next up, another gorgeous one. Let me just warn you ahead of time, all of these are going to be absolutely gorgeous or adorable because that's how begonias are. They're just fabulous, a fabulous genus of plants. So right here you are looking at the beautiful Chlorosticta Red. Love those big spots on this one. And once again, this one lives in the grow tent. It needs the higher humidity. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about these is unless you live in a highly tropical environment, like your indoor environment is very humid. We're talking 60, 50, 60, 70, 80% humidity. These just aren't going to, they're not going to perform as nicely as they would in high humidity. So again, BeoniaChlorosticta Red. I had there's also the Chlorosticta Green, which is a stunning plant. I had one. I had two. Both times I failed with that plant. Yeah, I tried twice. I might try again, possibly, maybe, or maybe I'll just stick with the Chlorosticta Red, which just does fabulous for me. However, the Chlorosticta Green, I never tried it in the grow tent, which this one has always lived in the grow tent, and it's done well. So that's what makes me think, well, maybe I could try the green again. But the red is also just stunning. And even the backs of these leaves, beautiful bright red. And guess what? Here is a baby from this plant. So another one that if you love the looks of this, if you have the proper environment to keep this plant happy and you want one, well, look, I actually have two. Only brought one little guy up with me, but this is a propagation from this plant right here, which will eventually be in my shop, which I don't think I mentioned. It's thepinktrellis.com. It is my online plant shop. And yeah, but this one, I just up-potted this one. It was in this size pot. This giant, this giant plant was still in just a tiny little pot like this. And I just, like 4 days ago, I up-potted it to, this is a 4-inch pot. But yeah, I'm just so enjoying. It's so beautiful, as you can see. And it also flowers, which I think, oh yeah, this still has flowers. They're just super tiny. Not as big as that U489 flower we just looked at. Tiny little buds. Are they even, they may not even be open. So yeah, let's just admire this beautiful polka dot, gorgeous plant. And look, even in the grow tent, you get some crispy. You get a little crispy here on the edge here, a little bit crispy. So don't expect a, like, always perfect looking plant. They do, even in like perfect conditions, they do still get crispiness, but yes, beautiful, beautiful Chlorosticta, BeoniaChlorosticta Red. All right, let me go get another one. Okay, are you ready for a super cute one? Look, look, look how adorable. So this one is called Begonia Begonia Paradot. We're just going to say Paradot. Yeah. You know me and plant names. So look how just, now this is a very small leaf. This is like, maybe this is the biggest leaf. It's just a dainty little, sweet little, bushy begonia. Terrarium begonia again. No way would this one be able to live in ambient conditions. You can just tell by looking at it. You know, it really very much reminds me of peperomia, like the ripple peperomia, specifically the pink lady peperomia. Very, very similar looking, except smaller leaf and looks very delicate, like it could easily break, but actually it doesn't. It doesn't like easily lose leaves or stems. But yeah, Begonia Paradot. It has kind of a quilted look, a rounded quilted look to those leaves, and a perfectly green coloration, and kind of a little bit glossy, and just adorable. Loving this plant. And as you may have guessed, ta-da! It has, I have propagated this plant. I have many of these little pots of this plant. And again, eventually, very soon, this will be available in my shop. Little miniature versions of this begonia. Begonia Paradot. And I know I'm saying it wrong. My apologies to the plant. Most likely I'm saying it incorrectly, but yeah. So cute, right? Just love them. Love them. Even like the petioles or stems, I don't know what you call them. They're kind of pink. Can you see that? Which you guys know I love pink. Oh, here, you can really see it on the babies. See how pink those stems are? Or petioles? Stinking cute. Yeah, just really enjoying this plant. Every day of the week, every hour of the day. Gorgeous. Okay, let me go grab another. All right, so this next one has really been a standout for me for a while now. So look, and you can probably guess why. It is that pink coloration on those leaves. So this one here is called Begonia Rosio Punctada. And it gets fairly large leaves, which was surprising to me because it didn't start out that way. It started out as just tiny little leaves. And yeah, it's gotten very tall, and it continues. I'm just continuing to let this one grow. It's just so beautiful. And once again, it is a terrarium style begonia. Just looking at, even in that, like I said, perfect conditions in the grow tent, you still get some crispiness to the leaves, which tells me this one would fail miserably in ambient conditions, at least my ambient conditions. Like if you live in a tropical climate, well, I'm sure you would be perfectly fine. I do not live in a tropical environment. I live in a quite dry place, and yeah, I have to, so I have a grow tent. If you don't have a grow tent, you're gonna need something like a cabinet, like this cabinet, which is completely filled with begonias, which very much you can probably see, this very much needs some attention, which I'm going to be working on very soon. And we're going to work on this together, actually. I need to trim up a lot of the plants in here. I have a light that is burnt out in there. Like that, this front light still works, but there's a light behind it that is burnt out. So we're gonna replace those lights and just trim this down, do some propagating of those plants and clean it up because there's little flowers all over on the bottom and on the shelves, and it just needs a little bit of an overhaul. So I thought we could do that together, and if you love begonias like I do, well, you'll have that to look forward to. And I'm really looking forward to getting that cleaned out. I am just waiting on the new lights to arrive before we work on that. But yes, so back to Begonia Rosio punctada. So, you know, if you have a cabinet like this, these plants do great in cabinets like this. If you don't have a grow tent like I do, yeah, this is the next best thing. So, and guess what? Can you guess? I have a little miniature version of mommy plant here. This is a propagation. This is, yeah, it's a propagation from this plant. And once again, this will be available in my shop soon. I mean, it's ready to go, as you can see. So, yeah, if it's not in this past week's update, it'll be probably a couple weeks, but yeah. So cute, right? Love it. Love this plant. Begonia Rosio, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Rosio punctada. Very much enjoying this plant. Okay, I think I just have one more to grab and share with you. So I'll go get it. Okay, the last one. Here it is. Another gorgeous, another beauty. So this one is the Begonia Candy Stripes. And yeah, you can just see how stunning this plant is. So unfortunately, I don't have a little baby to share with you of this one. I do have some propagations growing in the tent, but they're just single leaves. They're not very near ready to be sold in the shop. So I'm still waiting for that first little sprout to come out of that leaf. But yeah, but eventually I'll have one. I'll have these in the shop, and I actually did have one, and it was so adorable. Basically like those other tiny little adorable ones I've been showing you, moms and babies. But I ended up gifting that one to Tina, and curious how it's doing. Hopefully it's still doing well for you, but she can vouch for how adorable it was, or it is. Yeah, but Begonia Candy Stripes, and of course I just love those stripes of pink, and even look at the backs of the leaves. Look at this red and green, just gorgeous. Yeah, I love my begonias. Absolutely love and enjoy this genus of plants. Even with their high maintenance, they are totally worth it. I mean, like this cabinet here, I typically have to water the plants. Even in the cabinet, I have to water them twice a week. The begonias in the grow tent, multiple times a week. They are high maintenance, but the joy that these bring to me, it's just so worth it. So worth the work involved to keep them looking beautiful. So that's Begonia Candy Stripes. So those are all the plants that have just been really standing out to me through the month. And I have one final one. This isn't in like that list. It's just a new one in my collection that is so super exciting. And I'm surprised I have this plant. It's a begonia, and I wasn't planning to get it. So Shoot, now I forgot the name of it. Okay. It'll be on the screen. It's like, okay, well, here it is. Can you see? So this is one of those fancy variegated begonias. It's like, it kind of, it looks a lot like the white ice, which is this plant right here. This is white ice here. But it's like a variegated version of it. What is this one called? Snowcapped? Maybe Snowcapped? Begonia Snowcapped variegated. I believe that is the name. So, yeah, I wanted this plant. I've been wanting this plant, but I didn't want to pay the crazy price for the plant. So they're kind of coming down a little bit. Certain sellers you can get them, like this one was on sale. I forget what it was. It was it was still over $100. It was 120, I think it was like $125, and that's on Etsy. But it has pushed out 2 leaves for me since actually there's like 2 or 3 new leaves. So like this, actually 2, I think. So this is a new one right here. And then underneath, I know it's hard to see, but there's another new one right there. So, I mean, it seems to be a pretty decently fast grower. It seems super easy. It's living in my grow tent. And yeah, no issues. I did change the soil. The soil it came in was kind of a weird, it seemed like it was like almost like sand. It wasn't, I don't think there was sand in it. It was like very fine vermiculite. Yeah, it was just kind of weird. So I switched it just to my typical mix, and it's very drippy, but yeah, it's doing really well. Very drippy. Yeah, so this will be, eventually, you'll be seeing these in my shop as well. And I will give deals. I will be one of those that, like, I found this at a pretty good deal. I will provide deals for you guys. So, yeah, I hate overpriced plants. I really do. So that's it. Those are all the ones I want to share with you today. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing all these gorgeous plants today, all these gorgeous begonias. I feel like begonias are getting more and more popular all the time. Like even in my shop, the begonias are as popular as the Hoyas, which is awesome. I'm so happy about that because I am so passionate about this genus, and I love that you guys are too. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.